Welcome to Her Life Unscripted podcast, inspiring burnt out, stressed out, and stretched thin women to embrace the unscriptedness of life. Hosted by Anna Osborne.
Hello there, and welcome to Her Life Unscripted, episode 62. I am your host, Anna Osborne, and I am just delighted to be here with you the last week of June. My babies are graduating from preschool this week, and so I am glad that I have this episode at the beginning of the week, because if I talk to all of you at the end of the week, I probably will be a mess. So you're welcome for having the episode now and not having to hear my emotions about that. But if you are interested, feel free to email and I'll share all about it. So we are fresh back from vacation. We went to the coast for about 4 to 5 days with a very good friend and her family, and took the kids out of school for a day, and I took a few days off work, and it is just so, oh my goodness, it was a great time, and we just really, really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to be back and just leaning into the summer of slowing down a bit and hopefully getting some projects wrapped up so that the rest of next month will look a little bit slower than the rest of my months do. So I'm excited to be here with all of you. And as of the recording, we have a few spots left in our Shine Retreat for Women. So I do encourage you, if you have not signed up, we would so love to have you there. It is going to be an amazing retreat for women. And we have had lots of questions about, what is the focus? Who is it for? And the focus is all about you. It is a bag drop experience where Mari and I have taken care of every single detail. All you have to do is show up. And it is going to be a place for you to fill your own cup and to learn to take care of you and to really honor the time that you need in that weekend to slow down and just explore the pieces that may be needing a little attention, right? Whether it is healing or it is breath or it is self-care or self-esteem. What are the areas that you need to lean into in order to heal them so that you can return to your life and continue to do all the things that you do that make your world amazing, but with a little bit more energy, a little bit more focus, and a lot more intention around recognizing what you need and how to ask for it. So that really is our focus for the retreat. And I am so just honored to be able to meet all of you in person. And like I said, as of this recording, we have a few slots left. We are hosting it September 29th through October 1st in Laguna Beach at the beautiful Inn at Laguna, and it's just going to be gorgeous. So I really encourage all of you guys to please come attend. And I know that we will fill up fast if we haven't already, because I usually record a little bit beforehand. So I really, really just encourage you to head over to the shineretreatforwomen.com to get more information about the amazing experience that all of you will have there with Mari and myself. So we are in the last week of June, which means that it is our final episode that is celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Her Life Unscripted podcast. And I am just so excited to be able to celebrate this journey with all of you, because you honestly are all a huge part of why I do it. It's because I get to connect with all of you and hear your stories and your successes and your struggles, and honestly, how you are managing this unscripted life. I have a very dear friend of mine, and whenever we talk, she's just a great support, and I always thank her for going through this thing called life with me, because we so need our people to lean on. And I feel like the community of women that are part of Her Life Unscripted have just created just amazing inspiration to all of us to continue doing and embracing this unscripted life and letting it be all that it can be, rather than being held back by the things that we thought it should have. So I am very, very just grateful for that. And today's episode, this last lesson that I have learned many, but I have narrowed it down to 4 because there are only 4 episodes in the month of June. But I would say the last lesson that I have learned is how humbling this journey has been. I think that this project, Her Life Unscripted, has been something that has been sitting on my heart for a very long time. And it took time to evolve into what it is, and it continues to evolve. It is by no means at its final resting place. It will continue to be an evolution. And what has been so cool is recognizing that this evolution of Her Life Unscripted is really something that I didn't realize, and this may sound kind of crazy, but I didn't realize the things that I carry in my soul is just so, it's universal, right? The places that I hurt, or the places that I need to be reassured, or the places that I need to connect, that those are universal places. And although I know that at some level, right, that all of our struggle is universal, all of our success is universal, I never experienced it in the same way that the things that I carry on my heart, that you carry them too. And that through your feedback and your emails and your voice messages via the SpeakPipe app, that it helps me to realize that this is such a humbling journey, to realize that all of us have a universal way that we connect, and that by you allowing me into your worlds and into your hearts, and I mean that so authentically, that I get to share what's weighing on my heart and that you share it back. And that is such a humbling thing to have happen, because it allows me to see outside myself, right? I think one of the things about when we are in struggle, we can't see outside ourselves, right? All we see is what we're in. And that isn't the truth, right? When we are in struggle, it is universal. But it's also very humbling that you take the time to reach back out, right? That this isn't a one-way experience. This is a two-way experience. And that when you reach out and share with me about what stood out for you in an episode, or even an episode that you want to hear, like somebody in your life who you want me to interview. When you do things like that, it makes me feel so connected, and really I'm so grateful for it, because it feels like it is a two-way reciprocal relationship that we're creating. And that's really humbling, because I know that you are busy. I know that, you're listening to this podcast on the treadmill, or, washing the dishes, or commuting to work. I know that you are listening to this podcast within, just small pockets of your busy life. And the fact that you take the time to reach back out and tell me what an episode meant to you, or not even what it meant to you, but where you're at. Like, tell me your story and how it connects to this unscripted life. That is powerful. And it helps me feel, I guess it just reminds me that this is all worth it, right? That the vulnerability and the hard points and the points where I feel stuck and think, what the heck am I going to record an episode about? That it all feels worth it, because I know that it's falling on very warm and gracious ears, right? And that's a really powerful thing. And it's actually helped me to create a lens of much more humility in the world, of being able to really just take in people's warmth. I think that as a helper healer, we are really good at extending help to others. Like, you go to grad school and you learn how to do it, and it's part of your natural nature in the world. But being able to receive that help and receive appreciation, compliments, whatever the heck you want to call it. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not that great at it, right? Somebody says thank you and I say no problem, right? Versus you're welcome, right? Whatever I did had importance to you, and of course you're welcome. I'm happy to do it. Versus, oh, no problem. It was nothing. Well, it was kind of something, right? And so being able to honor that. And so I think that doing this and allowing it to be a two-way relationship has allowed me to take in help from others, right? It's allowed me to slow down and be humbled by the words of encouragement that I get from others in my life. And honestly, to offer more to others, because I realize how important it is and how much it means. So I'm just really appreciative of that. And I would love to hear about, for you guys, what are the ways that you are humbled? What are the things that give you reminders that you are not on an island, and that there are other people in the world that you are positively impacting? And how do you take in those compliments and those affirmations in their wholeness, right? Rather than dissect them. So let me stop for a moment there and kind of explain what I mean by that. Is that when somebody says, we'll say thank you, right? Somebody says thank you to you. And what happens traditionally is we start to dissect the gratitude, right? We say, oh, it was no problem. Oh, no worries. It was nothing. Or it was on my way anyway. I didn't go out of my way to do that. It was just, you were on the drive home. We start to dissect those words and not take in the full enormity of how important it is. And so when someone says thank you and we say you're welcome, or someone says I really appreciate that and we say of course, right? When we don't dissect them, we get this opportunity to just take it in wholly, and yet it is a very, very hard thing. And so I am curious for all of you, how do you take in that whole experience? How do you take in the magnitude of somebody's compliments, their words of affirmation? And how are you able to let it humble yourself to take it in wholly versus dissect it and push it away, or have it take on so much meaning that it's the only way you've determined your worth, which I think is the other side of it, right? Is where we depend on those words of affirmation and in turn end up becoming so dependent on others for our own successes, right? We can't determine our own successes on our own. We need somebody else to do that for us. So I am curious about that. And I really do want you guys to share. But most of all, as we come to the end of this month's series about the lessons I have learned from my year of podcasting, I just want to say thank you. It has been amazing, and I'm excited to continue on this ride. I am not planning on ending anytime soon. I know that pod fading is a real thing, but that's not the plan as of now. And if I start to pod fade, I'll let you know, I promise. But I'm just really, really excited to be doing this and connecting with all of you. And I do want you to know that when you send in voice feedback via the SpeakPipe app, or you send an email to Anna, Her Life Unscripted, or lots of you will PM me on Facebook, it means the world to me. It means the absolute world to me. And I want to just encourage you to continue doing that because it inspires me to continue recording and continue podcasting. And not only am I trying to solicit, you guys to reach out to me, but I'm actually wanting you guys to do that to other people in your life, right? What are the ways that you can reach out to them and thank them for what they are doing and let them know that they make a difference to you, because I know they would so appreciate it. And so I really just want to encourage you guys to do that because it is an amazing thing. But thank you so much for this last year, and I'm excited to see what year 2 brings. And I am just truly, truly grateful and humbled to be on this journey with you and to allow me to be on it with you, because I don't have it all figured out, but your stories inspire me to continue walking this path. So thank you so much for letting me into your worlds, into your hearts. And I look forward to talking to you next week as we enter into year number 2. Thank you so much, ladies.
Want to learn about the latest retreats, workshops, and speaking events hosted by Anna? Head over to herlifeunscripted.com to get in on all the juicy details. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast so we can continue to grow our amazing audience. Lastly, be sure and send in your voice feedback via the SpeakPipe app or to Anna@herlifeunscripted.com. We can't wait to hear from you.